Hey everyone, welcome back. Payroll module is not just about creating the payslip. It's also make sure that your salary expense is reflecting in your accounting module, right? So here in this video, I'm going to show you how to process the salary using the payroll module combined with the accounting module. So I'm going to show you the full workflow starting from the salary creation and employee contract, payslip, salary computation, and lastly the automatic journal entry creation. Okay, so let's get started. So now let's see how we can process the salary works in Odoo 19, integrating with two important modules, which is payroll and accounting. So let's see from creating the payslip to accounting entries and final payments. As you all know that for calculating the salary and giving that particular payment to an employee, we need important modules, which is payroll and accounting. So if you are not installed that, move on to the apps and you can install them as well. Okay. So here we have the payroll modules, and you should also install the other integrated modules, which is time off, employees, and attendance as well. Okay, so you can create them. So here I'm going to show you the demo one. So I don't need that. Moving on to the payroll, you all know that salary processing in Odoo follows simple workflow, which means starting from the employee creation, employee contract, payslip creation, moving on to the accounting entries, and lastly, the salary payment. So, I know that some of the viewers have a different kind of doubts, like how to create them, how to calculate that, what is the main or basic configuration setup. So here in this video, I'm going to show you each and every details. So let's start from the employee. So moving on to the employee, I've already created one of my employee, which is Aisha. So I'm going to calculate the salary of Aisha, which is previous month. So this is May. I'm going to calculate the salary of Aisha, which is April. Okay. And here is my employee. I just provided the basic details, and moving on to the personnel, I provided the bank account details as well, because we need to create the payment with the bank account of Aisha. We need to distribute the salary as well. So that's why I provided a bank account details, and I enabled the trusted option as well. Moving on to the payroll, here it is the important part, which means you need to provide a contract. Like, make sure the employee and the contract are properly configured. Okay, inside your payroll module, which employee that you need to give the salary. So here we have the payroll, and I've provided the contract details starting from the January 1st and indefinite. And now you can see this is the wage type, fixed wage. And then we have the wage of per month, which is $5,000. You can see the employee type, contract type, and pay category as well. I'm going to select the pay category as okay, let it be United States employee. That's fine. And now you can see this is the working hour starting with standard 40 hours per week. Okay, I just provided all the details, and now let's create the payslip. So as you all know that while you are just providing or creating a payslip, that you can see a button that's showing on the top of the employee. So there we have different buttons, which is payslip, time of work, countries, contract, and history. So for creating the payslip, you can either move on this step, or you can move on to the payslip and creating a new off cycle as well. Okay. So here I'm definitely going through this button. So let's create the payslip. So once you're clicking there you will get a form like this. Okay. So now you're going to create all the details or providing all the configured details. So this is the employee record, and the period is marked here. So I'm going to provide the period that is actually starting from April to April 30. Now you can see I'm going to calculate the previous month's salary. Okay, and now you can see this is the attendance of Aisha, which is worker as 22 days. Now you can see the hours and the amount that we need to give. And now you can see the structure is provided here in a auto-populated way. So the structure is actually defines the rule that have to be applied to this payslip according to the contract chosen. If the contract is empty, this field isn't mandatory anymore, and all the valid rules of the structure of this employee contract will be applied. So this is the most important part while you calculating the salary and always providing the payments as well. Like here you can see it is defaultly provided United States regular pay, but I'm going to choose another one. I've already created a new structure which is called new structure. I am providing that. If you want to move on to the internal link, you can simply click on the option that given an arrow. So this is the structure that I've created, which is a new structure. You can see all the details from here itself. If you don't know how to create a new structure, salary rule and everything, you can check my videos on our YouTube channel. I've already created a detailed video about all the configured options and the basic thing that you need to know inside the payroll module. Okay, go and check it now. So that's why I'm not going to explain each and everything from here itself. You can see this is the salary rule that I've provided. Okay. So here we have every kind of things. I'm going to remove this one. Okay. So let me remove this one. I've just removed. So these are the salary rules that I provided, which is basic salary, taxable salary, attachment of salary, assignment of salary, child support deduction, reimbursement, and net salary. So inside each of the salary rule, there we have 4 or 5 basic thing, which means this is the basic thing, which is basic salary. And there we have the deduction, reimbursement, and net salary. Okay, net salary is basically the result of the calculated salary. So these are the main thing. So if you want to calculate the salary and pay the salary to the employees, we definitely need to create the journal entries. Like if you are just providing all the details and computing the salary input of your employee, and after onwards there you can see a smart button which showing as journal entry. I'll show you that. Moving on to the Aisha itself. There we have the salary that we created. Moving on to there. It's draft stage, but we didn't even compute the salary. So these are the salary input. I'm going to remove the salary input. I don't want this. So there we have the salary computation. We didn't even compute our salary. By clicking on the option, we can simply compute our salary. Now you can see these are the basic thing it is actually provided. Basic salary, taxable salary, and the net salary. Okay. So once I've done with this, I can create a draft entry by clicking on this option. Okay, let's create a draft entry. So there you can see, are you sure that you want to proceed? Yeah, I'm sure. So once I'm just providing this all details, now you can see the journal entry is there, but it's giving us an empty part because we didn't even configure the correct ledger on each of the salary rule. So you need to provide the debit and credit side of the each salary rule, provided salary rules. So I'll show you how to provide them. Let me cancel this. Okay, let's set to the draft. Once I'm done with that, here we don't have the journal entry. Okay, now moving on to the structure that I've provided. Moving on to the internal link, you can see there we need to provide the debit and credit account. So this is another important thing. You can simply enable this option if you don't find that. Okay, from the toggle icon, there is the debit and credit account. And you can also enable the tax credit entries of the credit and debit as well. So now you can see that, and this is the things. So let's start from the basic thing, which means we need to provide the debit and credit account of the basic salary first. Okay, so the basic salary is there, and I'm providing the debit account as the salary expense. By clicking on that option, you will get the full format, and moving on to the accounting tab, you can see the debit and credit account. From here itself, you can specify that. Okay, so the debit, I'm choosing it as salary expense. Okay, it should be moving on to the salary expense, and under the credit account, I'm going to provide this is salary payables. Okay, so there we have the salary payables. So if you don't create these kind of ledger from the chart of accounts, you can simply create them. Okay, so I've already created this, and I'm going to save this. Okay, now you can see this is the taxable salary. So actually this is just a calculation rule. So there we don't want to define any kind of accounts. Okay, you can leave this as empty. And there we have attachment of salary. That's also not that much important. Assignment of salary is not important. Child support is also not important. That's a kind of rule. And here we have the important part, which is deduction. It's very important. Like there we have different kind of deduction that you need to use inside every employee, which means deduction, or there we have the child support attachment. These are the deductions. So you only need to provide the debit and credit account of this particular group. Okay, So here I'm going to provide the debit account. I'm clicking on that particular option, moving on to the accounting. So under the debit, you should provide this as salary payables. Okay, it's salary payables, and there we have the credit account as well. So I am going to provide the credit as the liability. Okay, so if you have current liability, you can provide them as well, or you can either create a new ledger which is called the deduction payables or something like that. So here I have a current liability account. I'm choosing that one. Let's save this. And here we have the reimbursement as well. So you should provide this one as well. So I'm going to provide the allowance part. Moving on to the accounting. For the debit, I'm going to provide this is allowance expense. Here we have. And there we have the credit account. Under that, I'm going to provide this is salary payables. So you must need to provide all the current ledger on the side of the debit and credit account, or you need to provide the correct account. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to save this. So you all know that reimbursement is actually an extra payment to the employee. So any kind of reimbursement should be calculated on this pay and providing on this account as well. So I've already provided every kind of details. Now you can see this is the net salary. So this is the final payable amount. It is the result. Okay. So you don't need to provide any kind of debit and credit account here. That's why it's actually the result. So once you are done with that, let's save this and moving on to the salary payslip of Aisha. And now you can see we have already computed. Now you can create the draft entry. Let me show you what will be happening here. By clicking on create the draft entry, there you have a warning message, not warning message, there you have a message which means are you sure you want to proceed? Yeah, I want to proceed this. Let me click on OK. Once I'm done with that, you can see that we have journal entry which is in draft stage. Clicking on there, now you can see here our journal entry is auto calculator, and there we have provided it is like from the salary expense, it's labeled as basic salary and it's debited 5,000 to the salary payables. Now you can see it is credited as 5,000. Okay, so both of this debit and credit is there and it is in equal part. So now I can move with the payment details. So before creating any kind of payments, you should post this journal entry. So I'm going to post this journal entry. Once I'm done with that, let's head over to the payslip. And now you can move on to the salary computation. We have the salary computation and I want to provide the salary of 5,000. So there you can see each and every kind of details from here itself. I can move with the payment. Okay. So now you can see there we have, a wizard which shows like this. The journal is there, the bank, the payment method we have chosen it as manual payment, and the amount is there and the payment date is as well there, and you can simply create the payment. Once you have created the payment, you're done with the payment of this employee. We had processed the salary. After onwards, we can see you can simply create the payment report and you can export that into a CSV files or Nacha, which is supportive. But here I'm going to cancel this and I'm going to provide this as mark as paid. Okay. So I've provided this as this mark as paid, and now you can see the payment actually done. And without moving on to the accounting module, all thing will be done. And if you want to see the impact inside the accounting module, I'll show you. Moving on to the accounting module itself, we have the bank and everything. So moving on to the accounting, and there we have the journal entry. So first you should check on the journal entry of if you want to see the impact, you should check first of all the journal entry. So there you can see this is the thing that will be created. This is the journal entry. So now you can see outstanding, from the outstanding manual payment has happened, and there we have it is credited, and under the salary payables it's depicted. Okay. So this is the journal entry that is created, and you can see this is the reconciled items. It's post. Moving on to the part, this is the payment that we are actually done. Okay, this is the payment details and everything we have sent. This is an expense. And if you want to see next impact, you can move on to the reporting. And under the balance sheet, you can find them. So to see the impact on the balance sheet, you can simply scroll down, and under the liabilities and equity side, you can see the account payables. Okay, the current liabilities. Under there you can see this is the salary payables. By clicking on this option, you will get the general ledger, and from there itself you can see we have created the payment and everything, so that will be recorded here. So there you can see the basic salary is deducted, and there you can find all the details about them. Okay, this is the final result of the balance sheet, and you can see that the payable is cleared, and the bank is also reduced it. And if you want to see the profit and loss account, you can also move on to there. Moving on to the reporting, and under the profit and loss, you can see the salary expenses appeared there. So there we have salary expense. Moving on to the ledger side, you can see it. Okay, so these are the thing that we created now. So that's how simply you can see the impact inside accounting module, and how to fully calculate and pay this particular salary to your employee as well. So I hope you all understood this video, how to process the salary campaign with these two modules. So if you have any kind of queries, please do comment down below. So I'll be back with another video. Till that,